Gam Recap, a show where objectivity is manifested to the core.
The Gam Recap Show is a show that tackles all kinds of different topics. You name it. Politics is at the center of it, life topics. But at Gam Recap Show,
we talk about issues that matter to you, issues that are key to our upliftment and development. So join us every Saturday,
9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 5 p.m. GMT, which is Gambian time. I will see you on Saturdays.
Only on LSTV1.
Kako muruta na connected, kay na Gam Recap Show. Na Kebba albenyadi. You see, but
anyways, let's so Ips, what? You're not gonna call me Nakeba? What is going on?
Because I just
no. Let's not get into the. Just I'm your Keba. Let's move on. Hey, Mr. Lang, how you doing?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, Kebba.
Yes, Ips.
You see, how he is running away from that conversation.
We're here for serious business.
But we agreed to keep it.
Hey, Kebba.
No.
Since the middle school, this guy in custody at the same National Library, Brikama.
Seriously?
Since that time, Kakumandi na Kebba.
Allah.
And I've transferred that until today. I realized today, you have a Kebba,
Okay.
Happy Damas.
Kebba, in the background, nganyim follow containing kacha kela.
Andun d'accord tanu wallang konta fola.
So
kabring ngani be from Kebba ya 32 months, not so.
Yeah, long.
1 month.
1 month. So do you want to arm wrestle about this? Is that what we can solve the problem that way?
I mean, if I was around you, maybe that.
Well, I don't mind. Wherever you are, I would fly and meet you.
So what you're trying to say,
I just want to kind of remind you of what you are up against.
And
it is all my fault.
Right. Kebba, you instigated all of this.
But it's all good.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, not gonna happen.
Seriously?
No. This has been a long tradition. We'll just maintain it.
Since in the 90s, right?
Since in the 90s.
Because middle school was between 19.
You know what? In fact, I made a mistake. Nga wrong sangola fango fwe. Yeah.
So some
fula bente man. So ntemwila Kebba.
Ips nga muta oto.
Yalo ndoke fante nye Tesla doro nga nyimfo nga jibe ite fo be react la nya so yara fa ite be hamerin ne puru ka nyimfaling. No, in fact, it's not too much. Okay, in fact, nganyim pusles bakela sangi saba fangoti sambi.
Oh my goodness!
It's na muta wanyama.
Yeah. Janimba fali na ke sangi saba difference.
Absolutely.
Hey, Kebba.
Yes. Tips.
Ito ba namin ilang sunkaro ba nyari do?
Nothing to come, man. Sayang abantale.
A few days later,
Happy Damas. Yamire manke si sekundang kote ba?
Nah. Enda boda jatol ya wage kunda. Wage. Because ngalo ilafta ka jibele for Msela konko la no, not.
But if konko ko akamo dolo jale bari maja ete jadulato.
Well, Kebba is saying this indirectly, taking a swipe at Ips.
No. I refuse to accept that. He's talking to you directly.
No, you know, Yalong, this is all from exercising.
Okay.
Yeah, not from food.
Very good.
Oh, dude, even na manke sunkaroti. Yeah, nyin show kabring even every Saturday kabring sunkaro starter. Nkatar sirin janne nke la moy ibe complain la konko ips nyol fati kundanko last Saturday man na but ngela show nyin jibe. The guy was just, I couldn't believe it, man. Yeah. Nda fangola jang, you know, dibobe dundin ne mantiloje. Mantiloje. Yeah, tilo mantara fintering.
Ridol jindi drum.
But it ten suba mbe ten somandale.
Wow. Yeah. We are in 9:15 shooter.
Yeah, it's 10:13 a.m.
Wow.
It's a big world, man.
Such a big world and a wonderful one too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
you know, don't end like some people gonna be ban. Don't be after 12, like so. Ngate around after 8, like 8:10 Ularo. So, but it's good. Yeah. So, but we're ready. But you know, remember that for next show, gonna Ramadan stories all over because everybody got a Ramadan story for the 4 Abidamos. You know, I'm a haji konko like
because for me, is just another regular normal day, you know. So that's why I don't even have any stories to tell because, you know.
Kebba,
yeah.
Mbe min fola wolem ma fatije de bari tonya sunkaro mate ma folo.
Thank you.
Ma janya bala folo. So if you demanding from a call on the sunkaro ya male because I'm saying
well because because yalong but yalong abenyame yalong gambia sunkaro mo jama ni you know ni sunkaro sida ika jele ke ika ni ma advertise ni dala ika advertise ni nya dala ke fangol bala fandi you know pour isaje molya fako je ibe sundine you know puru mol se ofo but in reality ibe gio tupula dula beto ibe molla dula be non
ni len ñim susaramba jamba
exactly yeah puru you know so nte niente gente I'm just kick back mbuka sunkaro kufo mbuka dajiol tupi jana mbuka mol tora anyanta kela olenya.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that. So na Juberland in Namurkunyimal mal konton nan tolong gam recap show ti murunta ali jambi ntelong ipsengor ning afidamos bijan na luntamba kewalang fofana telong NPP the National People's Party la youth fenko the Secretary General de so ning lo kuntambila de tol fenke tolo ila position also so but ngadre nat nan jambi pura ani mole kacha isaje mol fana yalon jamalon kebalanti anin ala doku kunyima ba munke kan NPP party wobe munati so but jannim bita bodu kebal afidamos you mol konta fo pare kebalan fana you mol konta dal.
Yeah, welcome. Ala baraka, muruntanang another, Saturday la jampurunga kacha. So being a NPP la youth coordinator coming Ipsia for Nyameng. Youth secretary. Pardon me. Yeah. So yeah, Ngawala Soto Jambi, you know, that's where the conversation is gonna go. We'll ask him, you know, what they got going on. He can introduce himself. You hear straight from the horse's mouth. So we'll take it from there. And welcome Kebba for coming to the show.
Abaraka bake is abaraka bake afidamos mba fola jama jiberlani la moy lalbe ko assalamu alaikum. LSTV crew mba fola abaraka bake purunta keta nyekontan ku baleti pour kana jambi, you know, purun nimbadi gambian call fanal si kacha, you know, so mbe minkela nte kondondro jamfandila bake ka tu ngalon ne sunnal de bije afidamos be sundin nandu nate sunta dum sunu ka batandele bari mba kuntula jalen sinadum kacha and inshallah ninga kacha nyindati then kuma jama si fono, you know. Yeah, Allah baraka bake afidamos na kuma murundika.
Oh, thank you abaraka bake Kebba, you know. Yeah, Kebba ka kumomin fa abe ipsla mabaraka tambin nintel alkana, you know, because ipsla bija have complain la sunkar ko la ako konko bala yalon serero itel la ko yala itel mam yala mamme tel jointa Islam.
Directly. Afidamos kana wari saimbe ips la pola directly.
Ayo, abaraka.
Ips junale ni ips kapin ben strat middle school. Sunkaro anan kula.
Thank you.
So wala tin ips pola mbitale directly.
Ikane na man sunkaro bla.
Anana man kenyala aka sunkaro sunne faiba. Bar kabriye bulo wulindi.
Ha.
Ni buloje ngalo sunkaro tema.
No. That's true because no, because to build this you don't need the food. All you need is the iron.
Okay.
The iron. That's right. You gotta pump it. You know, like in America here, we say no pain, no gain. You gotta be willing to take the pain. So wala na molka foko ilafta tala arjane mang bari mang hanyi sungola. You know. What we tell them.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. So I'm going to get saying, you know, because Kebalang is getting late in the wedding. So Jennifer, but Keba, you know, thank you, you know, for coming on the show to jam content talent. So Momo nimbe jibero live LSTV one on Facebook and also YouTube. So Keba, you know, Jennifer Katal love the kala. What does it mean to be a national youth secretary for a party? Like, in other words, you know, what is your role? What does it entail? You know, put Jiberlal for you understand. Nego Keba Lamu, National Youth Secretary General to Munowati. Is that, you know, from Fanti more than that.
Baraka bake ips ela kontondro ela nyinin karo kumayata bake yo mbarak la daming hani bidro simol tentu nyejayi niko National Youth Secretary General youth wa bukango to wolem funding kewalti andung banko bukatano funding kewalu koma so ntela doko NPP kono abekala munti wala munyenti ko kaje ko kalo funding kewaliye kaje ko funding kewal nyanta min shotola Gambia bankoto a politikoto lambang a yiruwata lambang kaje ko yawo soto kaje ko funding kewal la wosida ila kuma kangol anu ila nyatota wala be kalantol sin lonkun dangoti andu nyimu doko lati mi alonko mo kelinta kenolo ado ko wata mo kelintele se bajala ka fo youth wing fango wo mu toleti barin tolla doko minti walam ka bamburango di funding kewal la isaje mbeshi bambu mo kelin kom ka bamburango di funding kewal la isaje kon hamen ko mintin sasoto ka bamburango di funding kewal isaje ko isi hanyi salon ko Gambia muy tolletati andun ka bamburango fana di funding kewal la kayitandi la ko politiko min be keri num kunun animbi amange kelinti politiko nyone ne won tambita wala le politiko nyone ngon tambita wala le politiko lungolung kana ka lahido di molla ni sindi wala hido e tambita wala le so to laddo ko min te wala kayitandi funding kewal la ko politiko falintale be tonya jamani politiko la ko nyin tonya jamani politiko momo nate kan abela juruwa dino la nyamin fasi wo foye. So be as the NPP Youth Secretary General, until the first priority, momenti wala mo, ka roadmap dada funding kewali. Roadmap o mi alon ko mota fole dale fangol le ba fola. Roadmap o mi alon ko mota trale ko manito lebe sila ngata da nyoka. You understand? Because ni ko be mo mako leta mako no la koma. Ni ko be lori mo lete tambi no le nyato. So it's pour ka kumo nyen suti andi yetron. Ndela lonkun dabe dami bi walam ka deng nim funding ko be ke kilinti. Ya mon ko momenti ka jeko ni president Baro Sindi. Comme December 4th election ote o haman ko nyen si jara. Abaraka bake it's. Abaraka.
Okay, thank you, Kebba. You answering, Senator Bakel. So, but you come do la faje, you go, I left a lola fenko le funding kele, I like a funding kele fenko the backbone tea. And then you come over for you go to create the roadmap, for the youth. And then you come over to Albert Tonya Germano political economy. For near Nico Tonya Germano political, this is a new terminology ngamumoy ngada tika moy bile. So for muneke da fo generational muntambita ulia Germano political lambang so Nico Tonya Germano lafta yo ksanyandi mole da.
Okay, nta fola wanyama. Nta fola wulia jamani politiko. Bari nyoni ne jamani politiko lebe kerunno. Alna ngadeng nga bulo ko si sewru bali ko si nga benna ci no dongo nim pareta ngata. Aliadi molla soma e tamballe bele moto balkono e mallo. Aliyete ya lafte jala mo yetara dato akali altudun. Andu mimbe no wo beto wala mo nyente. Ya tandi fondin kewlal nun comme politiko manke tati. E ka karto fay moye ne ba fay kay min ne malo nga kari la na donglo nga diala ne moy tonya jamani politiko be min kono bi wala nyinti ko fondin ko be fama fen kele be la nafaale folo jalaje because ne gambe ji beji banko me ka fay ko over 60% of the population funding kewol la beje woto mote gambia mi yalon ko sembo warta funding kewolti party be Gambia wala organization be Gambia ni funding ke also do wote Gambia ban bari momo fana feato funding ke wala wote getinyale so ni ko tonya jamani politiko be wala kono bi wala nyinti ko NPP be politiko min nati kannam funding ke wala be kala politiko to mi alon ko be nafa ate la hidila fenna mi alon ko ate kenola in fact jannabe la hidila to lebe sila ya itandi la fetamina.
So question killing for
okay. Lafta janne
Yemimbe for is is really good, it's very straightforward. But so for example, Nimoko Eko, all right, Kunu coming APRC fana ye funding ke kafo sotoleno, right? And if ananko ibe loring puru ka funding kel bambu ye mansa ya jamme bambu. So you kuma kilim for jang. Sorry, ibe like the amote mange kuntu ngamira num 5 iparetale num but mbenyim fola then ngebula e continue. So Allah roadmap nying nte left coming I don't know for ibe example ol dol sotola mi alonko ibe landela.
Okay. I'll be brief. Me political economy, political munyo de multi.
Right.
Landila tabuloka.
Right.
Katu do la fana bije. Badimba suti andile tunkung sabato. Wolem kele. Kamo mako aya fallo. Let's say self-orientation. Wonyanta kala political party la strategy lati. Because ne Gambia funding ke jamaje dol be fakam back we siloto. Dol tamata itata dami jema mbeteya.
Right.
Will be bitter. Ichikita le ko ite fenke no la Gambia. Andu moja makata. Nsa for 99% of mil be kata back way. Imanki mo forinti. Hamole bondi la sato to purkata. Scientol in our self-orientation strategy, what we intend to do is welem ka funding ke ol makwe. Kai tandi lako. Ite sula ta fengo fenne man sula mola na manke fangti. Mbeo kele nyaming asikente obe fono la jang katu nga fo embe nyode ma wulole kom kilim fula ni mo mako ifata ata aya fallo sa imina min kela wolem ke fallon kada woto mesam fo si mecho so
Right.
mecho le ka hadama dingo balunde wannan ko ko nyo nene political ombital kabula political party no ma drong ka fo be don na mansa komale ka fo be bordale be temina ka fo mole be talani transu dilela ke o mema koy ila lum kilima fo mo jarano so ni hadama dingo ma koy faya fallon ayo self confidence nyimbil aya lonko atem mo man fi sayati dunia aya lonko abe dawdranding asa megnole then you will make sure that you go to the level of skills transfer nimbe be political econo bari jumale be gambe minna ne nyim fofo nen kewle hani e kamune fo e kari muy balinati inin karle denta kankelina inin karle denta kankari kundala wo manke politikoti wala na soma ni o kari dundi pala soto hanna lafte makoyla ete manki mote mi ya lonko yow mecho soda si makoy no dani ate makoy no bari ko ni mecho fana di mola abe mecho tamandi la nyamin amolong atitano so that will be the final component yini karo do ke mina oto iko jamani do tambeta no jang APRC funding kewol
I'll have to
fowol be nyonene political lanu non te fola because momo ni lata minna andum hadama do ngay minje akala walla
Right.
lata fenkelim fanala ko falindiro min mina bi niyoje ibe lala wala kuni be min tonu nte fola kato ilata la fa bete ata fa jawyate to lebe nunje bari min mina kan bi wala be kunun tanya andu lata ko funding ke yoje imina le bambula ko you know so nyine bije amanke komi wuliya political lebe kere num bari nyone ne political
Right.
andu na tonya tanya sabatinde
Well, that's nice. Yani nyandile. Iko wuli antem bari if nyone we'll take that. I know. Right.
You know, ngadino ning adole soto annu wolem bunya ning horomoti obota dawtan den semmantuje andum gambia fan len samba fombe dami mbi
right
andum kodama dingo be fongo fento alata walla andu ni lafta mo bondi la dino to ay netere la dino to kaytane nak
no
ikanne ne la yay tandala ko abe minto wo manke siloti nafa baye jan banni na tay boyta kan ke ay fongo fen kele tele boyta kan so APRC be minto no toñalem ila toñalem kati lata wal bari ndako toñamin lota bi wala embe nafa andu jikita ko mbebe den naw toñalan.
All right, so Kebba, thank you for that. Even in Tonya Kumu Fukandal, I believe this is a new slogan for you guys, going forward as we use.
It will not be a mere slogan because this have already been conceptualized. It's going to be a living reality. Because dunia be fama fento be kontibola. And you kontiboro bukala kira dunia janne. Lumbe sila mina elastic la kotanke and we take ipsi benjinin kala le Kebba. Ebe otonya political minfokan. How far have you guys gone?
Okay.
And
we have good memory over here.
I know, and you are of other platforms as well. When I go to other platforms as well, they will take reference onto whatever I'm saying here. So these are not mere rhetorics; these are realities that are going to be implemented.
Okay. So Kebba, Bala Konton, I more John, he couldn't join earlier. He was a little tied up. So, but Kebba, what do you because let me just take you back a little bit to memory lane before NPP came into inception. So, you were part of the leading or founding members of Borough Youth Movement, and I think Borough Youth Movement got renamed. Is it to Borough Youth for National Development, something like that? I'm not sure.
So, there was never Borough Youth Movement.
BYM.
BYM never existed. The name itself was Borough Youth for National Development. It was never BYM.
Okay, Borough Youth for National
Development. Slogan used by the other side.
Okay. So what happened to that? Is it still in existence?
Yeah, BYM, it's a civil society organization. It's still in existence. It's totally apolitical.
Okay.
It's totally apolitical.
Have
Okay.
you been active recently, though?
Absolutely, we've been active. We've been
Can you
active
give
because
us points of references? Like, what have you been doing lately?
I would tell you, when you go to rural Gambia, you will realize that BIM have distributed nothing less than 125 milling machines across the country. Equally, we've built over 48 boreholes across the country.
Wow, you guys did better than Mama Kande.
No, let me just come. You can't equate BIM and Mama Kande. Mama Kande is running a political party. BIM was an organization, which was a political. But what I'm trying to say
So you
here
guys it wasn't political?
No.
Okay.
Right now, what we are doing is we are doing an impact assessment. Okay, this impact assessment is going to give us a baseline to know actually what we've done, how it has impacted the life of the ordinary citizenry, where we've gone wrong, where we've done good, and what do we need to do. Then we re-strategize and come back again. Are you together? So right now, we're in the social impact assessment stage, but the organization is fully active and totally functional. Okay? But apolitical. So that's why many a times you wouldn't see BIM in the limelight. Because of late, everybody is in
who would say that you Okay, go ahead.
Right now, everybody...
Well,
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Because what a lot of people are saying, Wolonko, this Borough Youth for National Development was just to set the pace, to set the ground for the, to kind of test the waters to see how, popular Mr. President Barrow is in order to bring in to form his party. But after his party is created, this Borough Youth for National Development is going to slowly meet its demise. So, Ite, do you agree with that?
Do you want me to answer that question?
Yes,
I would have easily said, let posterity judge us. But let me tell you this. President Barrow would have tested the waters with something he created himself. For the records, President Barrow Youth for National Development was not conceptualized by President Barrow. It was not registered by him. I will tell you for free, that organization was conceptualized by 11 people, and I am a founding member. That organization is registered in my name. That organization existed for 9 months without President Barrow knowing. So, but let's ask ourselves, why was it that there were so many discussions surrounding that organization? The main reason was they believe our coming and associating our name with President Barrow was going to give him a baseline. But if I would tell you this, that man was voted by Gambians, including myself. Is there any other person who is worthy of my support than the president that I elected? I didn't send him to the State House to leave him to be there alone, to do the work. No, we believe in concerted efforts. What we were doing it out of good conviction. What we were doing was simply meant to complement the national development efforts of the government, like any other organization. But the only problem...
So,
Kebba, yes.
Kebba, what I'm hearing is, right?
Yeah.
So this wasn't even by President Barrow. You just as a concerned Gambian, this is your way of contributing and giving back to somebody that you selected. So to help, you wanted to bring an organization, because this is, that's smart. An organization would help, right? But instead of you outsourcing it, you took the initiative to spearhead it and bring other people. Is that what?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I will make this very clear for you. This organization was registered on the 28th of July, 2017. Around that time, if we can all recall very well, you will realize that the sentiments of tribalism were very rife in Gambian society.
Right.
This was Dictator Jammeh just left. And we all believed by then that our main problem was Dictator Jammeh. But when he left, we realized that the very cream of our Gambian society started getting fragmented. As concerned Gambians, we met and we asked ourselves, what can we do? We said, let's form a civic society organization that will go out there and promote the principle of a Gambia for all, regardless of tribe, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of political affiliation. Then we search among ourselves, how do we name it? By then the coalition was intact. The coalition was not fragmented. By then we realized that each and every Gambian believed in President Barrow. Listen to me clearly. Each and every Gambian believed in President Barrow. There was so much goodwill for him outside there. Then we said, if we take his name and associate it with our organization, we will be received with open arms anywhere we go.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Why? Let me come. This is why we say President Barrow used for national development. Unknowingly to us, there was another side who had other motives. Seeing us coming with an organization which is associated to President Barrow would not have served their long-term benefits. Whatever that might have been, we don't know. That was the main reason. Even the name President Barrow used for national development, they don't want people to hear it. They keep calling us Barrow Youth Movement. Why were they saying Barrow Youth Movement? It was what? To inject in the Gambian mentality that this organization will be like the Green Youths of Yaya Jammeh, which was not the truth. If they were telling the Gambian people the actual name of the organization, maybe today it would not have asked me this question. But my brother, as I said earlier on, we did this out of clear conviction. So we were not moved or swayed in any way. So we stick to our principles and values. And I will ask you one question. Since 2016 up till date, have you ever heard of any incident where they said Barrow Youth Movement, the new Green Boys, have beaten anybody in the streets of the Gambia? Have you ever heard of that incident? My brother, if at all it was a similitude of the Yaya Jammeh Green Boys, history would have judged us now. That's where I would stop for the time being.
Thank you for that. Very clear and concise. I appreciate that. So we'll let Bala come in. Bala, do you have any questions?
Yeah. So I mean, I have anyway. Mangal Kontong, Afro Demos. I think we all live in Seattle here, but I never meet you. I don't think we do.
I
Demos, right?
Afridamus.
Afridamus, that's good. Kebba, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Bala. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, so I'm kind of late here, but I want to understand. So these are you trying to separate this youth movement from Barrow himself, or what are you trying to do? Is it the same? Are they trying to promote the agenda of Barrow or not?
I'm not trying to separate anything here. I'm just mentioning the separate entities as they are. President Barrow Youth for National Development is a civil society organization which was formed by concerned Gambians with the primary objective of complementing the efforts of the Gambia government. So, if President Barrow happens to be the president of the Gambia, and we find ourselves helping him in his developmental problems, are we doing anything outside our objective clause? No, my humble brother.
So Badi, here's Badi. You see, Badi is coming attacking me again, talking about ask the right questions. Look, I can't help that the guy knows his stuff. The guy he has no problem explaining what he's doing. I'm not here to attack him. I'm here to let him speak.
But maybe you can ask the question and you relate it. We are not here to make any fiction. We are just here for a reality check.
Because I know Badi is gonna say Abu is NPP. He's gonna say that I see it coming soon.
Kebba. Kebba, this Badi guy he's an old PPP guy.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing you.
He's an old I say this Badi guy fella, he's an old PPP guy.
Yeah, one of those the disgruntled people.
But my dad is PPP.
ñoo nene jamani politiko la kon.
Nko, body, alava body, you know, body is still disgruntled. Body is not 1994, okay?
Alisa ame kampani ne ko ya jame wole bankota.
Yeah, so my issue is I mean the youth movement it's just hard for me to understand, because now understanding about the youth movement is it's formed in order to rally support for either the president's party or the party that's in power. Yeah, so and then but need to be explanation. Okay, you are explaining as broad term because he's trying to cover everything. But so since you guys launched this youth movement, what kind of messages are you guys getting from the youth? Like when you visited the youths, what kind of messages are they telling you guys their problems, what they're going through, and things like? What kind of messages you guys getting from them?
Very receptive, my brother. I mean, and to back that up, we have been able to successfully implement over 169 projects in this country.
Okay.
Our message there is not to tell them support party A or party B or party C. In fact, by the time you were forming the President Barrow Youth for National Development, anyway, I will not take it as an offense if you call me youth movement, because I know that is the terminology or the name they want you to be accustomed to. But for the record,
but listen. Okay, but wait. If you are mobilizing the support for a party, why won't we call you the other name?
I think you've missed the point. We've never mobilized any support for the party.
But that's what the meaning of youth movement is. That's what the meaning of youth movement is.
That's what the youth movement is. We are not youth movement. You want to know our name? We are President Barrow Youth for National Development. They want you.
Your name is secretary. Your name is the secretary of a secretary general of what? Youth movement, right?
No, check it.
I think Bala, you came in the middle of the conversation. It's because I asked him, right?
Right.
You know, so I asked him, because he was explaining to us that this movement, this wasn't, like set up by President Barrow himself. So he was telling us how it came about, which he himself, as a Gambian citizen, as somebody seeing that, at the time President Barrow is elected, he is popular, all Gambians are for him, and he himself being a youth that voted for Barrow, right? So he took the initiative upon himself to set this up, right? So when he set this organization up on how to support the president, other people, because they want to, because like word association, what he said, it makes sense. So if you want to associate, let's say they want to associate his movement to the green, right? The best way to do it is to call it a youth movement, Barrow Youth Movement, the James Youth Movement. So that's what he's explaining to us, that that's not what his movement's name is. This is what the name is, but his adversaries are calling them this other name. But he's telling us the official name, what he's calling themselves. Like me, I'm Afridamos, but some of you come here, you choose to call me, Afrodamos or whichever you choose. But I'm Afridamos. That's what I call myself. Okay. So that's what he's telling us.
Okay. Yeah, and Bala, for clarification, in my capacity as the Secretary General of the National People's Party Youth Wing, I'm 100% political. That's different from the other cap I have in the Youth for National Development. Now, when you speak to me as Kebba Fofana, the Secretary General of NPP Youth Wing, I'm out there to mobilize as much support as possible for the political base of the president. That is my primary responsibility. And I'm taking it 100%. I wouldn't shy away from that. But that would not in any way negate the primary principle of the President Barrow Youth for National Development. These two are two separate, different entities. In fact, at the inception of the President Barrow Youth for National Development, there was no such thing as NPP. NPP was born.
Good point. Good point.
Are you together? There was no such thing as.
But a lot of people are saying, Kebba, that President Barrow Youth for National Development is what laid the foundation and the groundwork, for the building of this political party, NPP, today. We agree with.
I mean, we all have living examples to that. Are we together? I've told you my primary objective.
Hey, Kebba, you should take credit for it. It's a good thing. I mean, you're supporting somebody.
I don't want to take undue credit. I don't want to take undue credit. I only want to take what belongs to us.
Okay.
I think when President Barrow was ready to form NPP, what he told the Gambian people was crystal clear. This was at the tail end of the 2019 presidential tour. During his last meeting in Banjul, he told the Gambian people that, in his words in Maninka, Nabanko Tamale, Kabobara, Katafo Koina, Kamurnam Banjul, Ibe kon ganna party yolo. So Mel Lahidi, Janning end of January, Mbe party yolo. There was no mention of youth for national development. Now, if you ask whether the membership of Youth for National Development were in support of the president, my brother, I will tell you yes, because we believe in what he was doing for the Gambia. If you tell me those membership are there and they are supporting you, I will tell you yes. But I would equally tell you this: we don't condition anybody as to which party you want to support. Being a member of the President Youth for National Development, you are free to join any political party.
Oh, okay. So you can be a part of it and be in other political parties. Okay. I see. Okay.
This is it.
Okay.
This is it. Yeah.
So how's your numbers? Are you guys growing?
Today I will tell you, my brother. Minka for Facebook. Come to the ground.
To the ground, huh?
NPP is the biggest party, and NPP is the fastest growing party in the Gambia. Myself, I miss coming online or taking interviews or writing on Facebook more than 2 years. Do Kobe Dumale on the grassroots. And go to the grassroots.
Jite fananata jai wala for the.
No. Jite mean for wala bije because Jite natale ayajele min be kerin duma.
Yeah, Jite fana wala for.
And you would see what is happening. NPP is the fastest growing party in the Gambia. There's no doubt about that. That is why
Nimbe bala jelandi kande bala mune jelandi.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, what do you expect him to say? Because he's already part of NPP. So obviously,
no, it's not unexpected. Because Jite not a Jana.
No, I know, but you're looking at it from one perspective. So Nimba Foloko, so he has to show us evidence. But now let me get a little bit politics here because Ako is part of politics. So the situation in the Gambia right now, in your own view, do you think Adam Barrow is carrying the Gambia on the right direction from your own viewpoint?
My brother, I'm a patriotic Gambian. For 1 minute, if I believe that the President Barrow is not taking Gambia on the right direction, I will quit supporting him. Believe in me, I would quit supporting him.
Okay,
so to answer your question, I will tell you this. He's steering the affairs of this nation on the best direction.
Okay. So here are a list of things that I want to point out here. Okay, in Gambia right now, contracts are given to foreign contractors. Food price is skyrocketing. The corruption among government officials is too high. No job for the youths. I mean, the foreigners like Senegalese, they're just coming into our country. They've flooded our market. Poor infrastructure, poor medical system, dysfunctional government. Have we ever spoke to President Barrow to inform him about what's going on in this country? If you said Barrow is taking our country in the right direction, don't you care what's going on right now?
Let me help you there, my brother. Can we go through that list one after the other?
Yes.
Your question till end, I would never answer that.
Why?
No one will speak to the president and come on a platform and say it.
Why?
Hanin namuso mimbe swokono. Ngabunya minkala. Nate diamula nabungo kono. Ngana banta baton ko enyine nganyine fo. Much more a president.
No. Mafuko. I need to private thing.
Come. So the money. Let's tell you Let's go through the list one by one. Follow for Ngata Otoban. You've given a list. Yeah. Let's go through them.
I said contracts are given to foreign, contractors.
Can you give me one example?
Well, I mean, here, I don't have to give an example.
Bala, you gotta give him an example. It means you're prepared. Near accused, you gotta give him an example.
Okay.
If you give me an example, my brother. If you give me an example, then we can look at the procurement procedures.
Okay, but because now tell me. So the government is not awarding. So the government is not awarding any contract. Okay.
Bala, skip that. Give me one example on the contracts that are awarded to foreign countries.
No. Listen. Okay. So are you going to tell me that government is not giving any contracts to foreign contractors?
I'm not saying that either. But I want you to give me a clear example. Then we can just
Bala, you have to give him the example.
Bala, contracts can be awarded to communists, which are Gambian, or to foreign communists, depending on the procurement procedures. So now I want you to give me a clear-cut example so that we can specifically look into that particular issue. And if you don't have an example, that is okay. We can go to the next level.
Okay, the next level, the food price is high. Everything pretty much is high. The price gouging is too much in Gambia. What does the president?
I would give you some figures. If you look at the GDP of the Gambia in 2016, it was around 1.46. Right now, the GDP of the Gambia stood at 1.9.
Okay.
0.9. If you are talking about the skyrocketing or the exponential rise in the prices of basic commodities, Bala, this is a global phenomenon. You cannot put it on the Gambia. It requires concerted efforts. It takes more effort than the rhetorics we are exchanging now to being actively engaged in those fields.
Okay. I think Bala, he is right. He is right about what he's saying.
How many of us, Bala, how many of us Gambians are willing to own those corner shops? How many of us are willing to be engaged in the retail and wholesale industry of these basic food commodities? This is the paradigm shift NPP is talking about. This is the self-orientation we are talking about. Ninga mo soto na bankol kan milka manol wafi imanke banko dimoti ibe bala fasoto lalba. And there is no way that the Gambia is stopping you and I from engaging in that field. I'm not saying that is an excuse for the rise in prices, but we all know that cost of production is getting higher anywhere you go globally.
But then why, if the price go up, the price never come down?
Who said so, Bala? I live in the Gambia. And for the records, I have
to live in Gambia. If the price of something goes up, it never come down.
Bala, I live in the Gambia. And for the records, I have 2 wives. If there's anybody who is going to feel the pain, I'll be part of them. Fluctuations in prices are normal anywhere you go in this world.
Okay.
But Bala, to be fair to Kebba, right? Honestly, even here in the United States, prices are going up. Even just recently, the gas price. Did you notice what the gas prices are? I just filled up. I just filled up my truck the other day. It cost me almost $100 to fill up, and it was costing me like $50. Like,
the problem here is we're different because when those price goes up, it comes down. The gas price goes up.
No. This gas price is shooting for $5 as we speak.
No, what I'm saying,
you guys have to change your zip code then,
So what?
You have to change your zip code. Come to Texas, you get gas for $2.
Yeah,
I'm move Texas.
Let me honest here. Mantra just wait. Mantra
I love it. I want to help you.
Yeah, hold on 1 minute. Just hold on 1 minute. The reason why I'm asking you this is what most youths are carrying. So we'll give you opportunity to clear them. I'm on the other side. I'm supporting. But
I like it.
Yes, but let's be honest here. Price will not understand to US jang. Price will kadile. But Gambia price gouging is there. And when price
but you can put that on the president though. You have to put that on the people.
The problem is what is the president doing? to help youth with that, to help come abimol market price of because they may never come down. Even transportation number, food number, every price that goes up, it never comes down. So we cannot live like that.
Bala, can I help you in that?
Yeah.
Recently, if I told you we are following developments in the Gambia, you realize that the Ministry of Trade have adopted a new initiative.
Okay.
On weekly basis, they are coming up with the price index of all basic commodities. True or false?
Okay.
And they are not only coming with those price initiatives, but they are out there to make sure that it is enforced.
Okay.
So now it is up to us, the customers, to make sure that if at all the price index is saying a bag of rice is $1,300 for this particular specification, you go to a retailer and the retailer is selling it to you 1,301 butut. Now, as a citizen, you have a duty. Not so?
Yes, sir.
You have a duty. And you have a free market out here. The prices of goods and services are normally dictated by the forces of demand and supply. We don't have a fixed price system in this country. So eventually, that's the point I'm coming in. The government have created the conducive environment so that you and I, as Gambians, can come and invest in these most relevant sectors. Let us take up the opportunity, my brother.
Good. Okay. So.
Okay.
Okay.
So that we can
a little bit, though, guys. To some other.
So you still want us to go through your list? You were also talking about unemployment.
No, wait. That's not my important. Maybe let's talk about this last one, which is corruption among government officials. And if you want me to go in details, I will go.
Very well, Bala. You can.
Yeah. So one thing we realized that when contracts or money is allocated to particular.
I will cut you there. I've asked you to give me sample of contracts. You were not able to give me one.
We are not here to say contract, to mention what contracts and stuff like that. I'm not here. You are here. Okay. We are here. We are here for you to clear some stuff for us that you care most. But if you try to ask me what kind of...
Hold on, guys. As the moderator here, I think I have to be fair. Okay, Bala, with respect, if you ask the guy a question, you have to make it crystal clear what you want him to answer. But it cannot be an open-ended question with vague accusations that he cannot answer. You have supply him with the right resource in terms of questioning. Let him be able to answer it crystal clear. I think that's right.
And also, can I respond to Mamadou Bilo Krubali? He said it costs you $100 to fill up, but you have a job and the government just put $2,000 in your pocket. That's not true. The government didn't give me anything. And, yes, I get that. I got a job, but I created that job. So, the same thing, people can do the same thing anywhere they're at. That's what Kebba is talking about. He said that's the opportunity they're trying to provide for the youths. And that, to me, as somebody, who create his own, living, it makes sense to me what he's saying. This might sound foreign to most people, but he's making sense. If you ask him, give him examples so he can defend it or, tell us what you're talking about. But if you don't give him examples, then it's just an open-ended question. He cannot answer it.
Okay, thank you. And to make sure the records are clear too, this is something different. Political Gambia political.
Abe suto
Aboga ko ite me da yo suto ko na jandi. Gambia political na Kebba. Ibe da yo wato ko.
Yes. Betelantan suto la ko no ngasmote ya meta.
Thank you. Let's keep on. Bala, go ahead.
Okay.
No. I mean, when they are understanding here, it doesn't. I don't think Kebba is. I think Kebba is acting in genuine right now because it be banko kan. You don't. If at the Equaniala Fanko, it any President Barrow can memfo it. First of all, ma for any President Barrow in memfo. They memfo coming what member happen kan na banko kan. Kwalaya member caring. For the opportunity so by in Barrow city. In a kacha come more youth solar what they're going through for the Baron and the seat and talk about that come as how long? Because there are a lot of things going on in our country, which is right now is affecting the youth. So if I want to go through a list here, that's going to be a very far on in your own. If I look what's going on in the bank, what it is opportunities for the Baro Sita. Youth shall come in for ila batada. You eat in the Baro. Have you ever did that?
Bala President Baro jibe domandi. Andung ngamre niyo belala. Jumale Mula youth minister right now. Is it not Bakari Baje? He's a prominent youth. He's a prominent youth. Nabuke lamoy funding keola nung ateu dilela. What I want to tell you is that in confidence, Mota sile bala janka fo nimman sakanyine fo la nimman sakanyine fo. Bala, no one does that in life. Okay?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
Bala songa labang. Lafta min fole wala munyente. President Baro ay Gambia funding keol sutole at heart. President Baro yalo neko mansate keno la Gambia yeta yeke fenti neta funding keol te kom. Wala tinna follow ay funding keol fo musika ayake youth minister. And we're funding Kebba Niajibe, Kabraketa youth minister Fobi. Look at the tremendous achievements of Kekan. Do you understand? So which means, without telling the president, he knows the primary responsibility and obligation he owes to the youths. And he is fulfilling it. Okay? Ni nata ilafta folanyako funding Kebba ku kalen jamale kono for president Obota Kalamale. Right again. And ilafta problem one in Tala and you associate it to one error. But you'll be wrong and you'll be unfair. But ninka iko nyala mansa kunda be muneke kan kaje ko funding ke olla bata ngajara balambe kachala. So now nyim fulol kono ete ya fo nyebe jumalema.
No, before now about Kachala, he has to know about it. Particularly because you are the Secretary General of the youth movement that he has created for the youth. So have you ever sit down and talk with the president?
Rephrase that question. Don't be specific. And NPP soto funding kewaliye. NPP is bigger than President Barrow. Ndelafte nyine understand. Political minde Gambia bi ka fo party kari letamu. Kankari kunda letamu nyine tamu. That's not like NPP. President Barrow is a democratic leader. Ask me what NPP have in for the youths, and I will tell you. And I did say that in this.
No.
But if you want to be specific about the president, you will never have an answer, Bala.
Kebba, we're gonna come to that.
Different from other parties. Malum for you understand.
Okay, Kebba. You are a secretary general, right? And ila do ko mende ka youth sol nafa thank you, right? So as a secretary general, it a found individual. Did you sit down with President Barrow? Ya itandala ko.
You are coming back. Imam,
that's why I'm matter of honesty. You haven't been honest to my questions.
Bala, no, I have to be honest with you. Your question is not rational.
Okay.
It's not rational. It's not responsible.
Okay.
A responsible question would have been something that transitions beyond Barrow and ask me what NPP have for the Gambia. This is what we were doing. Nko Gambia Jawrantango. Jawratata ya jamenata. 22 years, we believe like ya jameleta mu Gambia. President Barrow doesn't want us to think about that. What NPP have to the youths, for the youth is first. We are going to make sure we inject that sense of responsibility in them. Self-actualization. We orient them. From there, we transfer skills and capacities to them. And from there, we make sure that those skills that they are having, they utilize it towards the socio-economic development of this country. I've said that before you come. But now, if you want to narrow down the question to President Barrow, I would tell you that is not responsible, and I would never answer that.
Yeah, okay, Kebba, because
your standard, but I'm very sorry.
There's a reason why I asked you this, because Menka Fobake, from the youths, I'm a blog writer, so I talk to a lot of people. Barrow accused Loko, Barrow formal what's going on in our government, Barrow mal what's going on around the country itself because of member caring. But it's time for you to clear people's mind, because you cannot represent the youths, So you have the opportunity. So it is as a youth secretary. But you seems to be. It seems like you are hiding something, but we'll pass that. Let's just pass that.
Balalong yamako, yekumale for yeko minkafo ikami moya kamunte ko president baro malo mimbabal president baro malo mimbabala ay hakalandi gambia amalo mimbabala ay urrb mana amalo mimbabala still now he is giving you an economic growth which is consistently he's steering the affairs of your country yalla bala nsake no politic kachatile do you understand iman la fi mansalem sering nin koy man la fi I don't mean you I mean in general terms because in general terms that's where you are getting your feedbacks from iman la fi mansalem beje you make him seem as if he's not productive but bala between you and I it finally those are political rhetorics net President Barrow Malong what is doing around him he wouldn't survive till
all right okay then, I think the goal of our conversation
he would not
hold on where I want to steer this conversation is about Kebba as a person, Kebba the politician, and Kebba as the youth secretary general. In terms, so I want you to kind of coin the conversation towards the youth of the Gambia, okay, and a little bit about NPP. But so let's let's go back a little bit, Kebba. So NPP, you were you selected or how were you appointed as the Secretary General of the Youth Wing?
NPP there was initially a political action group. It was called Political Council.
Yes.
So this political council, I was fortunate to be part of it as one of the young people from its inception. I was among the founding fathers who were there.
Okay.
I think so. At the council level, consultations were done because when you talk about politics, it has to be from the grassroots.
Correct.
The people you're representing must take the ownership. Altogether. So when the time for the formulation of the executive arrived, so what happened was the council did consultations with all the regional structures. Because every region you go there today, NPP have a regional structure. This regional structure was formulated since last year, around August, September.
Yeah.
So from these structures also names were floated. When these names were floated at council level, then eventually what happened was some decisions were taken. Out of that decision, we have the result, which formulated the national executive of NPP. So what we are seeing, in effect, the selection of the executive members was done by the representatives of NPP from the grassroots itself.
Okay, so but who decided? The council decided who to appoint based on recommendations?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What happened to having a Congress, just like any other political party, and give people the opportunity to vote for the executive?
Yeah, NPP, like any other political party, we are working in conformity with the rules of the IEC. Me and you have up to 2 years.
I just wanted to understand it also for the viewers to understand.
So right now, election is coming, and people have been working. We know each other, and we know who can do what. Are we together? Congress was done at regional level all over this country. I was among the people who went to the grassroots at regional level during last year in 2020, around September, October, to make sure that all the regional structures were formulated. So naturally, the political council could have even proceeded to do whatever that was necessary to be done. But we said no. Let's give the people the opportunity again from every region to send in their representatives, whom they believe should be part of this council. And based on those representatives now, those people sat down and narrow down the numbers and choose among themselves. So which means the most important thing is the sense of ownership. And that representation is coming from the people at regional level. But yes, the Congress was done, but that was done at regional level. Altogether. But at the national level, what happened is every region, they send in their representatives. And those representatives are automatic members of the national executive. So among those representatives, then positions were assigned.
Okay, I just wanted to clear that part. So speaking of that, election is fast approaching. We're in May now, and elections is going to be in less than 7 months from now. So in terms of preparedness, does the NPP have a manifesto right now? So for people to access and be able to read?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what I would do, I think I would make the soft copy of that manifesto available to the LSTV media.
Okay.
Together. Yes,
Of
you know,
course.
as I am talking
Thank
to
you.
you right now, I have so many copies of it with me. But I would make the
Thank you.
PDF, the soft copy
Thank you.
available to
Because
you.
a lot of people do count on the manifestos to be able to decide which party to join. Though very rare in a Gambian case, but there are some people who like to bank on that. But before I go to my next question, I allow the rest of my crew here to ask questions. Afridamus.
Yeah, I was listening to the conversation going on. Basically, I mean, we have to be fair to people. For example, like I'm listening, we cannot ask questions and keep moving the goalpost if the person is giving just because they are giving us the answer that we don't like. Like Kebba said, he lives in Gambia. It's not like he's a internet politician. He lives there. He's got 2 wives. So he would know exactly what is going on, down in the market and in the marketplace because he's directly affected. But one thing also he said that I like, which is this organization, it's not it they are not running it like saying it belongs to Barrow. It's not a one man. It doesn't belong to an individual. It belongs to all of them, like the Gambians. So what I'm getting is with or without Barrow, this organization is still gonna be there, So I think that's pretty important, for us to hear that part of it. But before we got into the back and forth, like I asked Keba earlier, he was going in that direction. What is the numbers like? Because a lot of people are saying, man, Barrow is gonna lose in December. Barrow doesn't have support. The Gambian people are not going to vote for Barrow. How true is this, Keba?
My brother, I can assure you of 75%. I'm not an old politician, so I don't believe in their rhetorics, but I can assure you of 75%. We have gone around this country. When we were about to launch NPP, so many things were said. Not so. But we all saw the launching. In fact, what was out of that independent stadium was more than what got inside. And that was an organic representation from the Combos. Many of the supporters who wanted to come from the hinterlands cannot come. Altogether. So
Right.
when you go out to the Gambia today, my brother, President Barrow have given people a sense of peace and tranquility. President Barrow have given people something to believe in. Go to URR, for example. The North and the South Bank is now connected. Go to LRR. There's electrification all over. Go to NBR. The Hakalang Road project is a reality. Come to Battle Harin Highway. Very soon the OIC projects will start. So, my brother, we know that as a country, we have a long way to go. But
Right.
at least we need a leader who is going to make us get started. And that's the opportunity President Barrow have given to us. So now if he is asking the government people, give me another mandate to make sure that I consolidate these gains, my brother, I'm confident to tell you this. The Gambian people will resoundingly vote for President Barrow come December 4th and December 5th. I promise LSTV I'll be back on this platform.
Well, I heard President Barrow himself. I heard President Barrow himself I think it was last Sunday. Last Sunday he was speaking, and he confidently said he's going to win in December. He said, come the election. He said he's very confident.
I want to help Bala here. There are a lot of misconceptions going now. I think there are many parties in the Gambia who want to learn from the Donald Trump election strategy. False news or fake news or however you might like to call it. But the Gambia is different. Many of the things that you'll be picking up from social media, be it Facebook or WhatsApp audios or images, they are not the living realities. Are we together? But for me, one thing matters a lot. We are all Gambians. And we need to be honest to our country. You see, politicians will come and go. President Barrow, President Jame was here President Jawara was here for 30 years. Where is he now? May his soul rest in perfect peace. Yeah, Jammeh ruled for 22 years. He's gone. A day would come, whether we like it or not, President Barrow would go, but the Gambia will remain. Then the question will be asked, what have we done collectively? And in that sense of collectivity, the question would not be, were you part of the government or not? The question would be, the opportunity you had, what did you do with it? And this is where people get it wrong. You believe like politics is an everyday thing. The moment you've casted that vote, you've selected a leader, as a citizen, now it becomes obligated upon you to make sure that you center your efforts on national development. But this is what we are lacking in Gambia. Right now, if President Barrow does something good in KMC, you know what they would say? Hey, if he concentrate on the Banjul Road projects, they'll be like, hey, forget it. Where is it coming from? It's about politics. This is not it. This is about the Gambia.
Okay.
When people
So,
are believing,
let's also allow Bala to come in. He's been quiet for a little
Bala,
bit.
I want to finish this. Especially political bantale. Because by then what they were doing is making sure that everything they are giving to the masses is only to get and canvass their votes. So again, as people who come on these platforms and ask questions, what I would definitely urge you to do is verify the facts. No, verify the facts. That's responsible journalism. You know? And thank you, Bala. Bala, I'm all yours.
Hold on. Oh. Somebody came to my line.
Okay. We allow Bala to come back in. So, but before that, Kebba, thank you for most of your answers. Some of our people, commenting, kind of disagree with you a little bit, but that's politics. Not everyone will agree.
Kebba, ila fansol man siya.
Don't worry. Convinced, don't worry. That's part of it.
Sako body.
But in not that fun is PPP.
And sister Benito. Sister Benito mantara, it's not feeling you guys. Sister Benito ko December dina ler. I'm the sister Benito suma sister la. Te mom kay dafa mune no mune December mune dina ler mune baro du delu wat State House lol la sister Benito nek di wax fi de
lolu fa gena baro du gena State House no Africa mos young politics wala di wax lo xamantene lu la nit ñi bëgg di dégg ñun dañ fay ñew tok pour wax lu xew
right
ak lu am
okay so
Gambia lañ xexo okay Bala
okay Bala is back. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so I mean, for demos, I mean, it been focusing
Bala, I mean, you can you Algali Commission to
no, because the thing is, I mean, okay. So let me ask you a direct question, Kebba. You moving on you. Who are the leaders in there? Which party do they belong to?
Bala.
No, just give me a straight answer. I'm coming to my question. Just give me a straight answer.
Do you know the meaning of the word apolitical? I said it here. The President Barrow use for national development is apolitical, and every individual member have a choice to join any political party you want.
Okay, good. Let's stop there. Good. So if that's the case, so Afro demos. So do you think this guy would come on here and say something about against Barrow's government?
My brother,
no, but he already said he supports. He supports.
So then people are right. Then the notion we have against that group, people are right because agenda all what they do, a presidential agenda promote.
No, but Bala, let's be fair. Bala,
just listen. So for me to say, no, hold on. So for me to say, I told him, hey. Felt that in Gambia, and then for you to say because at a big Gambia people that we're talking and people who are talking, they all live in Gambia. So I'm trying to clear that out there because Molmantari Barrow accused like that. Like it's not the people in the diaspora, it's the people who live there, just like him. So how do you expect that people will come up with this false notion and then this guy, into defender. Obviously, he's going to defend.
No, but in the fana nka Gambia call de andu nga mol soto je bari buka complain, they never complain about and iko baro woli iko tell amira baro annabillahi Moses lam ya wala fonte.
Okay, but now that's your opinion. That's his opinion. So you have to respect other people's opinion. Just wait. You have to respect other people's
opinion. And what the Gambia le iko yalo ika baro kile jumala annabillahi Musa. Ika kili wala iko baro na I fankaso yele.
Yeah, so I mean, if people are saying such things and then lang as a representing the youths, I think banko bele youths le represent kan.
So that's in line. It's in line with what he's saying. Ka wala fo ite mol dol nteka kuma dol mil fana moy. Mol fana bijele mil ka foko. Baro mu bukole annabillahi Musa anata le ay fankaso yele. So therefore, ite Kebba, right? Kebba is a supporter of Barrow. He supports NPP. So therefore, to expect that he's gonna come sit here and disparage, he's here to defend their position. He's here to defend, NPP. That's what he's here for.
Then what is wrong for us to express what things that are going on wrong in
the you see Badi is accusing me of being NPP again. You see?
Guys, allow me, please. Kebba, please. I think we have to recalibrate our expectations here, okay? Kebba.
That's a bad problem with that NPP. I don't know if I'm going to show me being accused.
You are not giving us the opportunity. You are not giving us the opportunity to ask Kebba and then to
that's what I'm about to do. That's what I'm about to do now, okay? So, but the thing is, I mean, you can ask your questions, but if he doesn't answer it the way you want it or what your expectations are, if your expectations do not align with his responses, that still does not mean that he's not answering or doing his due diligence.
Whose phone is that?
Okay, I think it might be from Bala. He's still doing his due diligence by coming here and representing his party, and we do not expect him to come here and say something negative about his party. But along those lines, you can still ask your questions. It's a free platform. Go ahead, sir.
Right. No, I think coming after Demos has to, give a little chance. Na Kebba Nyininka, especially I have a lot of conversation that I wanted to make. But you bringing your ideas there against my kind of notion or idea. It makes things difficult because now it's like 2 against 1. So that's the point. That's what I'm trying to avoid here.
But can I help you on something? I just want to set the record straight on something you're for. Like,
right.
You go in Milka Diamu be Gambia le, and you go Bagasol Dabe Serling Gambia. And Kebba Bijangaba defend Kam. Honey, Kebba ma defend ko Bagasol Daman Ser. Ngam for Jang is on record, not so. It's on record.
Yeah, but
I want to land here because we all share this country. And if something is said, it's very, very important we set the record straight. What I said, and you repeat it again. What I mean to go killing, the rise in price of basic goods and commodities is a global phenomenon. Cost of production is high. Shipment cost is high. So eventually, what do you expect? It will go. And again, the other thing I mean for Fofana Walem, if you look at those industries, many of the people who are engaged there are non-Gambians. And the government of the Gambia today is giving the Gambian citizens the opportunity to engage in those industries so that it's a balafan on Namuri. Not so. And thirdly, the Ministry of Trade have adopted a new initiative, which is the price index. So if at all it had a bit to go to, you wafiro kema at a price above that price index, as a citizen you have a duty.
What's that? Okay, what's the duty? And what's the duty?
From Mawalefo. Your duty there as a citizen is to what? Report it. The only thing the government can do is to provide the framework and tell you how to make sure that it is enforced. But at the end of the day, it means be to go to Sandrokela, it allow ya Sanjelela. Niya wafi mafenda minta daola. You have to report the case.
Okay, so do you believe the government So do you believe the government will be able to enforce those laws?
My brother, you and I need to believe in it. The government have given us a framework. We need to make it happen. We are the government, my brother. The minister is right there in his office. He is not going to the Fullerman shop to buy a bag of rice. You and I are the ones who are going to the Fullerman shop to buy a bag of rice. So if we take ourselves out of the equation, Bala, it will never work. Collectively, my brother, we can do it. The only thing the government can do is what they've done, to provide the conducive environment and the legal framework and tell you what to do. So now, as a citizen, you have a responsibility.
Okay. He's got a point.
So, today, let me give you a classical example. You are in the States. I don't know whether face mask is mandatory or not. But if at all it is mandatory, you go out there and you meet a stranger who is not putting on a face mask. Bala, you have a choice. Either to let him go or perform your duty. Now, if you let him go and the next minute you stand there and blame Joe Biden, then Bala, I believe then you'll be fooling, or you'll be trying to fool someone. Because Joe Biden is not down there in the street. Joe Biden is the president. The only thing he needs to do is to make sure he provides the legal or the conducive environment that is for your protection. And to make sure that you're interested.
Okay. So now you deny the fact that price goes up. Just wait. So I'm getting to the second one. So or you deny that could price only need a santo because stage kajile.
Bala, price all a salon in geo. That's a natural phenomenon. Ni kwenye price all kasale santo le bukaji. Mbalanta ulala o manso dollar.
Okay, price all because the price all kete bukaji. So
Bala, you can put that on the president. Like for example, here I have my own business, right, in the States here, and I set my own prices. It has nothing to do with the president. So my customers, if they want to solicit my service, it's up to them, or they can go to my competitor. But this is what my prices are.
In America here, in America, there is a price control. There is something called price gouging.
No. What do you mean price control? In America, this is a capitalist society. This is a free market. Laissez-faire.
Okay. I know it's a free market, but they don't allow price gouging here. So it's different.
No, the customers, your customers, right, dictate what it would be. You can, if I want, you can take your laptop and say, I'm selling this for 1 billion. If somebody wants to buy it, that's on them. They don't have to buy it. No one can come to them and say, no, this doesn't cost 1 billion. If that's what they are asking, you don't have to buy it. If you can afford it.
But you are comparing apple. You are comparing mangoes and apples, or apples and oranges.
It's Gambia is also a free market. In the Gambia, ni laftela jato isa foko na jato mba wafila $1,000 lela.
So it all comes down to what Kebba was saying.
Yeah,
the responsibility of the citizen, the duty of the citizens. Even coming out of America and Gambia will compare. You trying to compare with two different lenses here, but the thing is, America Jang. Neither to our stores, Kebba, one of the biggest stores here is called Walmart. Neither they set the prices based on consumer solely agree. So neither left up Patanse is $1, but Walmart their price at $3. It's my responsibility if I want to buy it or not, or also make sure there's social media out there. I put it out there as a duty call. Why is Walmart selling this eggplant for $3 when the normal price is $1?
No, but there is no normal price. You could go to somewhere, the eggplant could be 50 cents over there. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. You can choose not to buy it at Walmart. Exactly. It's not a force.
So it all boils down to individual responsibility. But we're also running a little bit out of time. But I wanted to ask Kebba here, part of President Barrow, okay? A lot of people are comparing the Gambian presidency now to like a scarce commodity. You are an economic fellow back from Newsland. So I'm talking about it in terms of a rare commodity because of his inavailability when needed. So a lot of things happen in the country, where leadership is needed. For example, all these people, like what happened in Sanyang and all that, the president is not seen or heard from, as a political leader to come and talk to the media. Or he does not make himself readily available to the media. Maybe he used to say that every 6 months he'll come out to the media and talk to them, and give kind of like a status report to the country. But we have not seen that happening of late. I can go President Barrow in media kuyatala because there was a time I Africa with the America Kugalo ko San Fanga to book up and go di back but Africa nada because of a lot of wala hamanaka. So why is it that President Barrow seems to be leading from behind when he's needed, for moral support like Brian, like Nimo Fajamal Bankoto or anything that's happening in the country? People just need to see the president's face to come and say something, to guarantee Morocco, everything is stable. But we do not see that. Why did he just renege himself, to leading from behind?
But why do you want to see his face? Like, what difference isn't the police enough?
No, it's not enough.
What is that going to do?
There's a big difference.
Do you hold on? Do you guys you see? This is the problem. Honestly, though, with Gambia, let me say this part. But this is a problem because this is how dictators are made. A president, because jamme otumo nyine kakerai fengo fenketa we jamme is bulokije. When it comes to crimes, to be honest, the police have been issuing statements, and that's good enough. We don't need to see the president in everything. We already have departments.
That's your opinion.
Well, this is you guys' opinion also.
No.
Yeah,
Okay, let me
your opinion, but that's not the fact. Because anytime the president, anytime those big crimes happen, the president comes out and talks.
Like what big crimes? Tell me. So you think in Chicago? Do you know in Chicago in a weekend how many people get shot and killed?
But how many times the president?
No. When did you ever hear in every major city in America, even this weekend as we speak, before this weekend ends, right? They are going to shoot at least 60 people in Atlanta just a couple days ago. Do you know how many people they shot and killed right away? These are black people, by the way. They don't speak. Hold on. But no, let's just be fair. Okay. Nobody, not even the media, not even mainstream media, talked about it.
Everything wrong. Afrodemos, you are getting everything wrong. You are getting everything wrong.
No, let's just. Let's let Kebba talk. Kebba, go ahead.
I asked Kebba this question. Kebba,
okay, let him talk. Let him talk.
This question was meant for Kebba, and Mr. Afida was here hijacked.
And you jumped in.
Hey, Kebba.
Okay, let's Kebba talk.
The one time he's just defending everything that people said.
What?
You guys have an open spokesperson position for NPP. Afidamos is here. But anyway.
I think Afidamos have just been pragmatic. I don't think he's aligning himself with NPP, but he's been pragmatic. But that's a very good point. It's very important.
Okay? When Gambians, out of their own frustrations, started attacking Senegalese citizens, as a president, reassure those foreigners living in the continent, you are safe. Regardless of what's happening, we are here with you. You see what I'm saying? Man, but you can go ahead, sir.
Yes, that's an important question. And I think leadership is very, very important. And one thing President Barrow could lead from behind. We have institutions. President Barrow Toge, one of the fundamental principles in them, you need more system change. We need a system change. We don't need executive orders. We don't want the president to be taking irrational decisions. We don't want the president to be everywhere. This was the notion. So now, for that system change to definitely function properly, you must allow the state institutions to perform their responsibilities. If we talk about crime, the police bureau have been very, very proactive. Every day, even if you will see a statement from them. I would give you a classical example. When there was an industrial fire in the Gambia, bu amoon anything. That was not a crime. It was not a crime. What happened mooy businessman yi la seen xaalis yi lakkoon. What did the president do? First thing the following morning, kenn jëkkeewu ko fa. The image of the president is very, very important. Here you are. You have a community in conflict. They are all your family. When you go to that community and hijack the responsibility of the police without them finalizing their investigation, what message are you going to deliver? Then you put yourself in a position of conflict. So many a times, the leadership we are calling for is what brings problem at the end of the tunnel. So many a times, it's not like the president doesn't want to go.
No,
But
Kebba, gis nga ñi Kebba ñi dañ buga president bi dañ ko buga set up pour mu ñëw gaay wax ne dictator la. Why this is the thing, the reality. Gis nga gaay dañ buga dégga ay guys,
you are just throwing opinions that has no fact.
Let me finish. Gis nga ñi dañ buga dégga pour ñu label lañ. Baro dafa wara ubbi Department of Labor.
Gis nga Ips loolu President Barrow la doon jëriñ. Everybody wants visibility. You want that branding. He wants that popularity. Su bëggoon dina hijack liggéeyi police bi. Su crime ne leng ñu ne rey nañ benn mbota fële rek mu daw. Caméra yi jël ko. But at the end of the day, will the institution work the way it have to? No, because the moment the president makes a pronouncement there, that institution now would have to do everything humanly possible to make sure that mom lum fa def wala lum fa wax mu happen. So many times that's why you have missteps in your procedures. But what is happening right now? The system change we wanted is gradually happening. And if at all there are instances whereby things have happened which does not put the presidency or any institution at a state of conflict, you will see the president coming out.
Thank you, Kebba. Lola bugon nga answer. So question be dama ko laajte not because it's my question.
No. But it's a very important question.
Yes, because exactly. Yeah. So gis nga it makes sense. So it's good for us to bring out these facts, or opinions out of the people that are on the ground, knowing things. So okay, so and Jamie, I'm on question, but I'm gonna put it back here. Yeah, and the question is very nice. Mune question for Kebba.
Well, I'm not mom nekkul ci panel bi ndax dañ ko mëna allow mu indi question. Mom nekkul ci panel.
Never comment. So
never comment.
Mune question for Kebba. When you say
Kebba bultaw question
for the grassroots. What does it mean for the youths? Give examples of what's being done or to be expected. As the NPP Youth Secretary, what is being done regarding the deportation and the increased mental health issues of the youths?
Thank you very much. I think that one is good. When you talk about the grassroots, if you see campaign and they talk,
wow.
The youths where they are based, living with them those everyday issues that they are confronted with, and that is the best way you can feel them. Are you together? Munda ñoo talk on social media every day ñuy binda, wala every day ku ne nii ñu ne nale, wala every day ku post something we go against you. No, it doesn't help us because we want this country to move. We meet these people and have interface with the youths of this country across the board. Everywhere you go, you find our structures there. And these structures, their primary responsibility is to have discussions, problem and solution analysis. This is the situation we want to be. This is where we are. This is what we need to be where we want to be. But this is what we have. Then there will be a gap. And that gap now, it becomes our collective responsibility to find solutions to that. That's why, Sumanela, what we are talking about here is already been conceptualized. It means we've gone through it. And anything lo xamantene you've agreed on that table nekut lo xamantene Kebba moko indi wala NPP moko indi wala President Barrow moko indi, the people will have a sense of ownership. Te nit ki lu momal bopam def ko ar bala tay kiram ku fa buga duga dina ko fekk ak cour bu amé, because he believes that it belongs to him. So this is what we mean by working with the youths at the grassroots level, because this is what they need. When you come to the issue of deportation, I mean, it's a very difficult one because foog naa ne suma wax foofu laa ko dooree fii tey ñuy génn a Gambia di dem si biti pour uti my brother dañ bugg a dara are you together dañ bugg a tekki but unfortunately we are all part of this global society are you together every country you go they have their own laws every country you go there are certain regulations for certain stages you must pass to be eligible as a resident or as a guest are you together so ñun lu ñoo ñaan mooy every Gambian buy tukkee nga make sure ne if at all you want to stay as a guest you have the required status bro ndig neexut nga tukkee ñu dugal hundreds of thousands si yow wala tens of thousands si yow you go with your head full of hopes at the end of the day you hit the goalpost and you are returned back but as a government can we stop it? That will be difficult.
No, but this is another thing. Hara, man, Kebba, can I, Muna Daniel fee, right? See deportation. Okay.
Gambia, then they deport people out of this country. Altogether. So if we have to be honest to each other, today to Kinga, and you have the required status, can do la deport. Are you together? But for one reason or the other, if at all you've fallen below those standards, and for one reason or the other, you find yourself being deported, do not think that it is the government who is against you. And anybody who wants you to believe that the government is the one who is against you, big mom, soon for government to talk there, he wouldn't be able to do differently. And thirdly, what about the mental health issues? I think the IOM is here. And the IOM have been on for quite a long time. Are you together? The moment you come and then you are deported, many of them go there and they are being given a package. But the ideal situation would be, Gambia butuki ngam status. But for the Gambia, we can do it here. Nengdef dekabi munat. Man, this is my belief. Nengdef dekabi munat. Eventually, it doesn't mean people are not going to travel. And we can do it here. But I'm going to Gambian bo waxal Gambia lum la tontu moy Gambia du dem so ñun yeb suñu Gambia du dem my friend kañ la dëkk bi ni di move yow da nga benen dëkk you respect that country but you don't want to respect your home let us be realistic here Gambian musician bi sa respect wuñ ko suñ na big fa moy play stadium tay ñi jënd ticket du bari way bu ñu Youssou Ndour ngey ñew wala wali ñepp fa dem product buñ jëgaré Gambia naka lañ ko oyé mass product baaxut lu jógee Europe ñu ne original we have to believe in our country my brother and again every government bu talk ñun Gambian yi many of us ñun ñuy jóg di ko sànni xeer my brother du dem dëkk boo dem America boobu American yaa ko jigar Senegal muy suñ léebo go there today they believe in it. But Gambia is the only place for a talk at noon. We are talking as Gambians. And this is our everyday lundewa. You need dekabi do them. So this is part of the things as a party what we want to change. And we cannot change it without bringing opportunities to the doorsteps of the people. Would you say President Barrow to ask for another mandate? Then when you come to the Gambian society, it's highly polarized. When I believe in NPP, you believe in APRC, or you believe in UDP, only few among those people, they hold as enemies. They belong into different political parties doesn't mean we are enemies. We are all doing it for this country. We are bringing alternative solutions. The one in government is the current government, but the others are governments in waiting. Yow tay bu dee di ruling party danga ko xoolee as your enemy, which means na yow soo ñëwee toog ñu luñ defoon yëpp danga koo génnee. No wonder anytime there is a change of government in this country, we start from the negative zone, not even from one. So that spirit of Gambianism needs to be promoted.
All right, let's
I was supposed to come in. Remember, don't skip.
Right,
Anyways, I was gonna say something about the deportation part. Okay, I hear this a lot. Every time Gambians come online, they want to talk about deportation. But they are so unrealistic. First of all, that has nothing to do with the president. Buñ faté né Barrow si bopam dañ ko musoon a deport when he was a youth. Let's not forget that. living in the United States here for many years now. I know people directly that I used to hang out with that got deported out of this country. It has nothing to do with the president. If you are illegal in a country, it's a personal risk. It's up to you. All of us, I don't know about, okay, I would say majority of Gambians that I know of, when you're leaving Gambia, it's not the government that pays for you. You have nothing to do with the government. You're doing this on your own personal ambition. You work hard, you want to do this for yourself. So throughout that journey, all the way here, because when I came to America, there's no part of my journey that ever truly that I needed, the Gambia government. I did not need the Gambia government. I did everything on my own, all the way to becoming a United States citizen. It has nothing to do with the government. But how are you gonna break into someone's country through the back way, and now you are not invited in that country? So the simple fact that they even allowing you to stay there a little bit as a refugee, that's cool. But there is a time period. So now you came in illegally, and they're kicking you out, or they want to kick you out. Now you want to accuse Gambia government. You say they are responsible. If you had succeeded, like I'm a citizen in the US, I'm doing things for myself. I don't owe Gambia government anything. You think I'm taking my check, sending it to Gambia government? I'm not giving them anything, and they are not asking anything from me. Those same guys, if they had succeeded in Europe, even if the Gambia government say, "Oh, there's a mandate here," they're gonna give the Gambia government the finger. So let's start, personal responsibility. We pick up that mirror, and look in that mirror. Hold that man or woman accountable. You pick up that mirror, the person you are seeing in that mirror.
The little body boy.
Good lamentation, not good stuff, but belongs to
Yang
God.
ages body no more been.
Money, money, fatal body, because yeah. But what I'm saying is, I want people to understand that, personal responsibility, we have to take that at some point. If you are deported out of a country, you know why you are deported. It's not Barrow's fault. You are very aware. You're aware of why you are deported. In America, you don't get deported without them telling you why. I bet you nobody ever received a letter saying, "Oh, your president, Barrow wrote us or called us and said, deport us." No, Barrow himself got deported before as a youth from that same destination. So this is how the system works here, man. You want to come to foreign land, be legal, man. Be legal, and life would be easy. If you're not legal,
we got 10 minutes, so let's give Bala a chance. Come on.
Yeah, so I mean, Afro Demos, what you said about
Afridamos.
Afridemos. Yeah.
No, Afridamos.
So, part of what you said about deportation is actually true. So it's not the government's responsibility, but there's a reason why sometimes make a government mention, because when it comes to mass deportation, government has some kind of responsibility of when to accept them and how the process goes. For time, like a government involved, but people, I don't think Molba Fokankudal deportation is caused by government or government responsibility and things like that. But the process are kicking and government accepting it, that's where people talks about.
They are from Gambia, right?
Going.
So they need to be going home, and the government has to allow them to go home.
Yeah, so that's the process there. That's what people say. Just give me chance. Okay, just give me chance. Give me chance and explain myself. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, the other thing Kebba meant for about Gambian, that's true. We lack self-support among ourselves. Because Gambian, when it comes to Cave, if from Marquay, that's a problem. Gambian Mul Marquay, that's a problem. So war is ideological problem, and that war, you guys are the youth movement leaders. So those are things that you guys supposed to
not youth movement leader. I'm the NPP Secretary General. I'm the youth Secretary General NPP. youth movement to moy mundola.
Well, no, ila introduction to
Wala bi. To min na nite buka o tofo. Ye to do moy dame wo fanya ba.
Bara fele bala jibe akante fongo to fo nyamen dorom.
No, just wait. Youth movement, the Secretary General of what? Youth movement. For my work here.
No. Look at this show. Kebba Fofana NPP National Youth Secretary General.
Yeah. National Youth Secretary General. Okay, not a problem. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, you know, Kebba and I mean, remember Banco can sign what people are going through in our country, the difficulty member Banco can sign. You know, when that happens, you know, there is nobody about parliament can besides the president. And besides the president, because atlebe Marlin Banco la sign. So inka alfa gele ka funtinang, you know, musolbe funtikan na ibela kola bundal fola, you know, in a different kabin medical lombang, you know, government femcol, everything they're talking about, you know, it's tough in our country. But it as a Secretary General of UDP, NPP, yeah. So needed as the secretary needed
bala jannim be pare la jambi bala abe transfer ndila pido doy la patito jannim be pare la jambi.
Yeah. So maybe, let me finish. So maybe Banco can. Let me finish. Yeah. Okay. So maybe Banco can need a call. But President Barobe do who can do la Banco. So it is against thousands of people the men complain about.
Hundreds of thousands of people for Nani Wale Bitaka.
Yeah. So what I had in different just wait. That's why I came to the conclusion that I don't think you've been honest enough.
Thousands of people against gang.
No, because you guys keep cutting me off. Let me finish what I'm saying. You guys keep cutting me off. So in order for you to answer, you have to understand. Because I'm talking about member killing Banco come. Majority of men complain come Banco come.
No. Not majority bala. Long
let me finish. So need more. Melba Fokan, obviously they are NPP supporters. Melba Fokan but NPP versus the order. The order is more than the NPP. So the NPP is just one party. Yeah, just wait. Yeah. So Ntabaji Kaunia, by saying it as a leader of the youth, it more general. I feel like you not being honest. The entire interview here.
Katu yenyin ka minna about the prices no for any. Yenyin ka minna nyanta min kala fo ninka ole mo ngao fana fo any.
My first question is, do you think Barrow is carrying the Gambia on the right direction? That's my first question.
For 1 second, if I feel that President Barrow is not steering the Gambia in the right direction, I would stop supporting him. This is what I said.
Okay, that's my point there. That's my point. So remember getting Banco can you don't see any issue, any problem in the Banco.
My brother, let's get the facts straight. Let us get the facts straight. Go to UK currently. There are people who are born in UK. They are now 17. In fact, 30 years, they are facing deportation.
Deportation is not government issue.
No, I'm telling you, it can call him for Gambia. Gambia is not a country living in isolation. It had a Dao branding. So now, Natra, it's the extraordinary situation left for Kanye. Me along with the government is sitting idly and not doing anything about it. I would accept that. But day in, day out, the government is prioritizing the socio-economic upliftment of the ordinary citizenry. Just recently, the government of the Gambia signed an agricultural project worth 80 million euros. They call it Roots. This Roots project, the minimum gardening unit that it requires to be qualified is 10 hectares. Dumanyo lebita auto, Gambia Musoro. And they are not only out there to make agricultural produce, but you are going to do what we call market analysis and development for them. You are going to do market. No, bala longala bang. Bala kanan kot because mbe mimfoka ngaman kente mite damati. Gemme no labe la moika. Ninyi moli ela fengol dada ela garin bagaso ne dada pareta. Ibe marsa ole yelele. Iba wafila dami.
Yes.
Woman Kenya to tati bang. Ibe ugarin fengol mite da kamfana. You will have processing plants for them. Is this not upliftment? But bala development cannot be automatic.
Yeah. Kebba, il problem momenti. Il problem momenti. Il problem momenti.
I don't have a problem, Bala. Yale, Bala. I don't have a problem. I want to understand.
You do. Your problem is independent. Your problem is even feel like since you sit here, you are just mentioning project.
No. Ekonke kundu kanan kundu ilafta lenga for president Bob na Gambia
no
because no for bekele reality.
Okay, so because I don't expect you to say that. I don't expect you to say that.
America got independence since in the 17th century. When did their development start? And it is not taking us that. Development cannot be automatic. 6 years ago, we are on another level. Ask yourself where we've come today.
Okay.
As a country, the more level let us sign. But wherever you are looking at, they are saying this. I'm not negating it. They are part and parcel of the Gambia. And we need all of them. Now, I'm not only bringing you a different opinion, but I'm bringing it to you with practical evidence. You don't want to take that, Bala? Then
Okay, I have a question. Hold on. I have a question.
It's not.
Bala.
It development of some kanyame. It's not because can you see the new platform to young? It be project called Fokang Meleanoko President Barrow. They are in process. Now tell us things that have been that is benefiting the Gambians because none of development takes a while, but it's like approach to development, and my approach to development is quite different.
Let me help you.
So tell us that.
I started my work as a developmental practitioner for 6 years. One of the most important things in development, anywhere you go in this world, is infrastructure with regards to transportation. Tell me, America today, if at all you don't have those road networks, will there be any development?
No.
Nothing will happen. So if this man is building roads in this country, and you want to tell me that is not development, he is connecting the north to the south.
I didn't say that's not development.
Bala, that's what you said.
Bala, that's what you said, though.
This is what you said, Bala.
You said it doesn't benefit Gambians.
No, I didn't say it doesn't benefit
Gambians. You said that. You said
we roll the tape.
I honestly heard you. What did he say?
What I said was Drasiden platform model. I be felt the mention Kamealonko is in process where Uncle Gamino may benefit follow. Can he tell us
development has but they are already working on it. But if you say
about in URR World Bundle.
Okay, so what I'm saying I feel Fenke is benefiting us, obviously. What I'm saying, let him point those out instead of just capitalizing on President Mesro in the future coming.
No, but I will fojang bala. Fayman la fidung I president wala ku kendo fojang.
Bala, I want us to agree on something. Can we agree on something? President Barrow, whatever he do in the Gambia today, na beta ata sambala. Na beta ata, let us accept it as Gambians. Na long control the benefit la as Gambians. And we can agree on something that there is a gap that we need to work on concertedly as a people for the advancement of our country.
Kebba, and a question for la soto. Janimbe ban Kebba. President Barrow, Kabrin President Barrow sita. I kuma kilim for I enter to law a ringtone to law to back, but Hanika be a market. Muntumalang aben na internet o natila breakam. Breakam ang kolien ki iko nga wala fo.
Atemela afidamos.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Anim fanang game lafta alon na muna na mansung.
No, nga suma tele. Same thing.
Alkana son Kebba al nene Kebba nyol be somandale kono abe damen tilibulo. Kebba be
Afrida mos banta jibe. Longa banta kandila yaja. Lampo lebe banta. Can you see? Don't nga suma tele.
Alkana son Kebba al nene.
Nga suma tele meta.
Yo, alonko bala bitanyin safela ala kaito bala
No,
fala.
no, Kebba, I really appreciate joining.
Because bala da kana tele.
No, I will talk again. Kebba, I will talk more.
Mandi tola. Mbatola duma.
Yes.
Okay, guys, before we wrap this up, Kebba,
Yes.
I have one question for you before we wrap this up, okay?
Yeah.
So it's actually two questions, but all wrapped up in one. Okay, so Kebba, as we're closing this program, what sets you apart from other youth secretary generals of other parties in the past and present, and what do we expect to see from Kebba and the PPP going towards into the elections?
NPP, not
Okay.
PPP. Kebba yaje ibela party falin ne bulu jambi.
From NPP level.
No, iko PPP.
No,
NPP.
NPP. Sorry, PPP father. So no. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Guy, didn't even know.
Thank you very much Ips, for that question, but I would rather approach the answer this way because in our platform we believe in collectivity.
Okay.
The only difference I would make is I have a different team. A different team that believes in this country. A different team that believes in our values, be it cultural. A different team that believes that despite our differences in politics, we can work together as one. So the first thing we are going to do, and the first thing we are trying, is to send an extending hand to youth with similar positions in other political parties. 2021 is going to be a defining year in this country. To make sure that in the weeks and months counting towards the election, that message of peace will be promoted. Because at the end of the day, no matter who becomes the winner, there will only be one Gambia. And the other thing would be this. NPP, rather than saying what will differentiate me with other secretary generals of other youth wings, I would say what differentiates NPP from other political parties is this. NPP is a product of the Gambians. NPP believes in diverse views. Today, I'm so comfortable sitting here telling everybody that President Barrow is a Democrat. NPP doesn't belong to him. Can other secretary generals of youth wings in other political parties say that? No. They cannot. And this is the sense of ownership we want to inject in people. The political party is not there as a personal property of one individual. I'm confident to say this because this is what President Barrow have in No, this is what he injected in us. No, brother, the sila jam purunga wuliya foite. Do you understand? Mbem fokan jang, Gambia no lebitakan. Afela min ko nin ku kede President Barrow bukabo. Namu dictate da tele bembes.
But party Jumala Kafo belongs to them. Party leader Jumala Kafo, the party belongs to them. Iba fukan ko President Tafolo ko NPP belongs to him.
Buddy, the political party do tofola because we don't have their representative here. I believe in a fair game. That's why Kabringa that it will be one political party tofo. If at all we had a representative from any political party, I will go head to head. But I'm on record to say this. Consuming for no President Baroma, don't have for no Alfama. It's up to them. It's an open one. They can challenge it. I'm on record. But NPP is there to change the dynamics, the political dynamics in this country. You understand? Okay? We are going to give people that platform that will inject a sense of responsibility in them. When they are choosing, they are not only going to choose a leader, but they are going to choose a leader who is going to what? Deliver to them. When we are out there to campaign, manta campaign yola ka fumole ko ala fayenye kadu nyinke bala mimbejang abari mbota sanjalele wala mama bota kanikundale. Hani ala fayenye because nyine be larimbe nyine kela. And nin sita fana pour kaje ko nyimbe ke kanne albe nyin mandan golle jibe la pour assisute. Real performance indicators. Tell me any other political party which will bring that on the platform for people. The only thing they are good at doing is what? Caricaturing the presidency. And that is simple. You see, there's a saying in accounting. It says that if you don't want to make a mistake, don't try anything. But if you don't try anything, you would never learn.
That's right.
They are sitting there. It's simple for them. They are not there in the process of governance. How are they going to learn? But when you are throwing those stones also, you must come up with alternative solutions. Very few are doing that. I want to give credit where it is due. But it's to cut it short. Bemim for la Gambia nol be walam NPP muitality. And NPP lem party me along ko ajarta pour support. NPP lem party me along ko it will be President Barrow tambindila nyinang prelo as a presidential candidate. Anung ay do ko min dati Gambia mbe ajele. Pro do ko e labang ala fayam futandi daming ayam futandi je December 4 nga karta odiala. And inshallah abe winner. And registration or that body come to the Gambia register voters card.
If body ko yemim for you need to take it back. Okay. Yaje Kebba bala malafiye
ni bala be diamula dumale because bala is for although on this platform all those who belong to a party but never make sure le ko ngabala ke keen supporter of President Baroti.
Ngamira bala be sila ne bala be sila ngo bala sila to la malafi.
I don't belong to any party. I'm an independent thinker.
To be a good citizen, you must have a clear political conviction, Bala. If
no,
you don't
I do, but I don't.
party,
I do, but I don't belong to any party. I'm an independent, liberal independent. Because I'm Ukodi, I cannot submit to a party because I don't want to be because Africa now understand if you submit to a party, you cannot say anything against them. You always have to be.
That's why I tell you,
I can't. I can't. Because, yeah, I want to have the opportunity whenever my party did wrong, whenever a party did wrong, or the leader did wrong, I say something. But if I submit to a party, that is going to, I'm kind of condensing myself in.
My leader is a Democrat. President Barrow is a Democrat. He believes in divergent views. The only interest we have is the advancement of this country. That's why I can come on this platform and be as critical as possible. NPP is your home. You don't need to wait, Bala.
Are you recruiting me? Huh?
Hey,
because they are there to mobilize. They are there to mobilize the youth.
Well, he made that clear. Hey, Bala is resisting. Bala is resisting it. Bala is like, no, I'm resisting.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you know, Jamie. I think Jamie is right. I think Badi is NPP down low too. I think so. I think so too. Yeah, I think Jamie is right. That's why Badi is trying to project onto me.
I also want to say thank you to LSTV for this opportunity. You know, I really appreciate it. You know, and I believe like my little participation, I hope will add some value in what we want to do mutually.
It does.
You know? Yeah.
It does. And thank you, Kebba, for joining us.
The pleasure is mine.
We really appreciate you coming on board. You know, the conversations could go sideways sometimes, but it's all part of this political discussion. You know, we can all agree to disagree. And this is Gambia. We all have we all want the Gambia to flow to a certain direction, but we all have different ways of going about it. And, you know, the Gambia is our homeland, so we'll do whatever is necessary to make sure that we keep it on track. So thank you for joining us. On behalf of my co-hosts here, you know, Afidamus and Bala, you know, we'll see you guys next Saturday. And Keba, don't be a stranger. Whenever you want to come on board, come online. This platform is
Absolutely.
open to you and everybody else on from NPP. Whenever they're ready to come, they can come. Any political party, everyone is invited. We appreciate your
Thank
time. Taking time. Instead of time in Nafale, yang wala Nafale went to Yafi.
Yeah,
Contact.
we want to hear more,
Yeah,
more of what is going on,
yeah,
because sometimes, it's good to have divergent views. Um, I mean, I'm sure even though, our divergent views, we have them, but it's coming from a good place,
yep.
even though balabe sirin jana nala kala abe 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 saferola,
Hey,
I'm
hey,
but but
bala mo mori balti, bala mo
No,
mori
no,
balti.
no worry. Ninke babe one-on-one sort of like we will have one-on-one talk.
Voilà.
Naman niya ba ayatul kursi pala
Jumala. Ngo bari ining Afri Damos jumalem kebati.
Ate pa ya fo de akontele siada, ndere no
doge
mo.
doge
Hey,
doge doge
Keba,
Keba
1994 ni sign, wo musanyi jelle di.
1994.
Nin sign te.
I'm 26 years, 27.
For 27 years mba kumandikan na Keba, yarantele siada.
Oh my God.
doge kana tinna kana na nyaay ken yalon ke ba nyaay ken nani te ngani ko settle.
Hey, magala bango sula ko den na ko molbe mbuka nesi kala mbuka funding kel ni nesi kala mbuka ma ali ta mbuka mala
anu kunu nga ba kausi ala video dole kinye abetama kan molle ba ba kausana la haftano e ka chikaele.
yeah mori malo
That's haram.
If
Mori
Moruton
malo.
Palfila left Ambur Langata and Nafilola Domande.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you
Keba.
Keba.
Thank you, man. It's good meeting you.
Thank you.
Keba. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
But I will keep in touch.
All right, thank you, viewers. This LSTV, please do not hesitate to go to facebook.com and like and follow our page, and also youtube.com/LSTV1 to check out our programs. We have good programs coming. We have a new program that actually was launched today. It's called The Journey, and it's been hosted by Ajifatu Saho. So viewers, we'll see you guys next Saturday at same time, Gambia time, 5 p.m. Until that, we'll see you. Take care and have a good rest of your weekend.
When leaving your comfort zone for better opportunities, you're sure to encounter unforgettable souvenirs. Whether it was the difficulties you faced or the joys you embraced, your story can guide someone else ready for the race.